Game halted so Twitch can keep the lights on and the layoffs coming.
Hey, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday. Happy end of the month. End of March. Sun is out. So you know it's the end of the March. I miss winter already. I miss the dark days. Those were good days. One day I will have a place of my own and I can install light blocking blinds everywhere. It's the little things that I want. I just want my own place to install full light blocking blinds. Anyway, hope you guys doing well. Thankfully, I managed to record and edit tomorrow's devlog already, so we don't have to do a shorter stream. Which is good. I recorded it this morning and edited it during lunch, so managed to do it. What did it cost me to do that? I had to drink a Red Bull. Yeah. It is what it is. Hey, Pseudo Kid and Guts, welcome in. How's it going, guys? Hope you're doing well. How's the traffic system going? Good. The stuff that I figured out on Sunday were real good. Have you not seen the posts? Ta-da! Drinking Red Bull? I can't believe you're using drugs. I mean, the way you say you, Chris, you can't believe I'm using drugs. That's the truth. Let's be honest. That's the truth. If if I said I was on drugs, be like, oh yeah, that checks out. Watching tutorials, nice. Yeah, this is what's coming Sunday. But you can see they are going in order. They're stopping as soon as it turns green. They're, in a sense, waiting for cars to finish mostly driving all the way across before like the next ones go. They're slowing down and speeding up based on whether there's a car in front or not. You're gonna do it in C++ though? Hey, I can't. So go nuts. 100% blueprints. I mean, right now, right, it's still not where I want it to be. This is not even a traffic manager. All the logic is on every car, right? And then after this, I'll be eventually, probably shortly after next week's or this Sunday's video, I'll be putting it on a traffic manager to at least spawn the cars, and then from there moving all the logic that controls all the cars onto it. So that way we have one place that has like all the logic instead of having be on every car. And then you can spawn like a certain amount of cars and whatever it is. There's a bunch still that I want to figure out though. Lane changes is one of them. I don't know how to implement lane changes yet. I haven't figured that out. So that's one. Two, what I want to figure out is, I mean, and maybe that we don't have lane changes because, right, they can like on this right turn, right, they can already go into different lanes. So in a sense, right, it's not like they won't be able to occupy different lanes. The other one I will need to figure out is what happens if somehow RNG goes where there's another intersection and there's too many cars in our lane, and then I need to tell them like, hey, the lane is full, don't turn in that direction, kind of thing. So that'll also need to be figured out eventually. Hey, Revolutionary, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I think it's not required, probably. You can get away without it. I'm sure it'll probably work fine. Because they just will pause. There'll just be a gridlock once cars get out of the way. They'll move along. But it'd be nice to, like, not have that. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's the plans. Writing documentation for your plugin. Didn't realize it was this time consuming. Oh yeah. Why do you think I never do it? Oh, I don't. That, and there's only one bit of documentation that I've ever found that I liked, and that was for the menu stuff that I got on Fab. That documentation was really good. 99% of everything else, not that great. Also, I found out, and I pinned this in the Discord's BCG discussion channel. I'll go full screen for this one. Node references. They added a page for like individual nodes for PCG. Now, it doesn't have every node, but it has a lot of them, and it gives it a little description of what the node is. Hey, Flick, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Which is about time. I don't know when they added it, but it's definitely second half of 2025 to 2026. Around that time is when they added it. So it's not been in here for long. But, you know, input, output, metadata, you know, create attributes, delete attributes, match and set attributes has a whole write-up. Jesus Christ. Like it just gives you like what is it? Like a simple sentence or two. It's just really the thing that I've been asking for. Like, what does this node do? Like, you know, because some of them just don't know. If I search spawn, I want to see where this spawner. Here we go. Dynamic spawner. Oh, see, they don't have like all the fancy spawners then. Yeah, like they don't have like all the fancy ones. Point from player pawn. I didn't know this was even a node. Create a point at the current player location used during runtime generation. I didn't know that was even a thing. Yep. Cool. Yeah, I found out about this today. But it's not been around for long, and, you know, no one says anything about it, so. Here. Wait. Can finally spawn an annoying plant under the character. I mean, you could do that before too. You just do the way I did it was just get actor data, right? Get actor data of class, and then you can get the player. Because usually the player is its own blueprint. But I guess that one does not rely on the player having its own class, so. Although you could just do it by of class with tag, and then just make sure the player one has a tag, like player, right? So there's ways of doing it without that node. I guess it's cool that you could do it. Maybe it gets the bounds of the player, like the collision bounds automatically. I don't know. But we have 2 mobs left to do. We have these guys. I have an idea what to do with him, but we're not doing him yet. We're going to focus on this guy. What do we have this guy do for the Elite and Champion versions? Oh, actually, before we do that, there's a couple of things I want to adjust after recording the devlog for tomorrow. Just surprisingly, mostly everything went well. I want to adjust 2 things. First of all, on this guy, especially on the, I want to slow him down. Specifically, I want to slow him down on the champion version for combat. Because when he has that aura, he's able to, like, go to you too quickly in combat. And in general. So I want to slow him down a little bit. So I want to do character movement. No. It's here. Movement speed. Nope, not that. So by default, he has 150, 400, 250, 500. So I've never used special Maybe at some point I'll use it, but combat's gonna go down to 200. Chase 300. Again, only on the champion one. Just because that aura, he has a big aura that does the poison, right? And it was just, it's a little bit too fast. Like if you wanted to get away, like, oh crap, you're about to die, you want to run away, and you know, you're still faster than him, but it still felt, because of the range of it, felt like he was too quick. So I'll slow him down a little bit. The other one is on Zorla. Close some of the stuff. The other one was on Zorla's. She was doing the big poison cloud too much. So, yeah. It's 0.5 chance. I think we can leave that. I mean, you can put a, like, we can leave that 0.5, but we need to increase the cooldown. Like 12 seconds. And then, you know what? Let's do, like, even than 0.5, let's do 0.25. Basically, it's just, she puts too many of them, and then you have, like, no moving spot, depending on, like, the area you're at. So, need to lower that down. It lasts for, like, 15 seconds, plus a little bit, so 12-second cooldown will allow you to have 2 overlapping still. For some time, which is fine. What else? One other enemy that I wanted to adjust, which was the Gruntling, the champion one. It does a lot of lightning strikes. Too much damage. Too much damage. It seemed like damage scale is 0.1. So each one of these is doing 0.1, which isn't that much, honestly. But his main attack is also 1. So you could effectively get a little bit too high there. So I'm going to drop his main damage to 0.8. You know what? No. I'll keep his main damage as 1, and I'm going to remove the damage of the lightning bolts. Because the main point of them is to stun, not to do extra damage. I'm going to remove the damage of the lightning bolts. The whole point of them is to stun you. So they don't need to do damage to do that. Okay. Now, that's it. That's all we need to do. Now, this guy. This was the very first enemy that I put into the game. The very first one. Now, he somehow still has survived all this time. And he has, like, no animations. He has a not you. What? How did I get to the level? He has a single attack animation. That's it. So, with that in mind, what the hell can we possibly do for him for his elite and champion stuff? Because we have no animations to work with. Might as well a bit of Among Us because his mouth reminds you of the goggles, I think, just a little lower. Can we do anything with him? Or do we, I mean, we could also just remove him from the game, right? That's also an option. But I feel like we could just make it so he spawns a projectile, not projectile, but like an effect or something on attack, which is the difference. So he's still gonna, like, logic-wise, he'll still do the regular attack, but it will, like, do something else on top of it. Goes underground at Niagara or decal on the ground. Wait X time, Q decal Niagara under the player for the player to move because he's a shark. So make him dive. Oh, interesting. That make no. This is like free. You can get him out for free. I think I got him on Itch.io or somewhere. No, I've not made a single custom sprite animations. I don't do sprites animations myself. I don't know how to draw sprites. You give me too much credit. The problem with him going underground is there's no good animation to make. Like, I would, if I had that, I'd want to see like a visual, like, you know, like this, of him like jumping and going underground, and then like a fin appearing, and we just don't have anything like that. Because you need to like visualize that's happening, and then seeing the fin would be difficult. Like, I agree, it would be cool, but I think we're going to need to work with what we got, which isn't that. Let's see what effects we have. Is there some kind of effect? I mean, this is... not really. See, it doesn't really work for him, I think. It's cool, but it doesn't work for him. I'm not gonna have him shoot an energy beam. He's not gonna shoot a flamethrower. Yeah, I need water effects. I have a water effects package I haven't added yet, actually. That I was going to give to the player. Hold on. Because I got this. And it has no water. The rest of these are ice, to be fair, but some of them, maybe. Where's that from? It's all Doctor Game, pretty much. Although that one was AOE VFX. Pretty sure that's also his. Yeah, it's also his. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be an ability for the player for sure. It's probably too much to give to him. It's probably too big. But maybe we can use something with that. Maybe we could use something with this. We could do ice buildup on the player. I was just showing the controls. Yeah, most of the stuff have a scale control. Sure. Let's add that to the project. It'll take a bit, but. We'll see what kind of controls there are. If we can make it smaller, it could be nice. Maybe some knockback? Maybe you can give him knockback, actually. Yeah, they're really nice. I really like them. Let's make a... Let's make a new folder because you don't want it out here. I wish I could... I say this almost every time. I want to have the option of saying where I want to add all those files to, like the folder. I don't want them in the content browser, like the main content area. I have one of them was called Forward Tsunami, which makes me wonder if PS not Forward Tsunami. Okay. Demo level. Please enable distance field per project set to play level. Left mouse button to shoot. Okay. AoE. Okay, there's an AoE tsunami. That's cool. That's why there's a forward and an AoE. This was called Iceberg Dragon. I mean, you guys can see the name. Why am I saying what it's called? You literally see the name right there. Vergless and... How do you come up with these names? Vergless Antler. Looks cool. Oh, it's orange. Oh, they're just restarting the effect. That makes sense. Oh. Oh, I clicked it multiple times. Look at all these look how many I have. We're never gonna use this. It's not possible for us to use this. But yeah. This cool nebula we could potentially use on him pretty well. I don't know what it would do, but we could. Not this. Yeah, not this. Yeah, wouldn't work. We already have this one in a sense. Oh, this last one. Cool nebula, the yoke the freeze meter, and put that as a debuff of the player. Hey, maybe. I kind of like maybe the AoE tsunami one if I can control the size. Let's find out if we can control the size. You know, if you have his energy beam pack, that one has a water tornado forward. Is energy beam? I have a few. Yeah, I think I do. Energy beam. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't tell you why it looks the way it does. Oh, that's the hit. That's the hit effect. I grabbed the wrong one. No? Yes? What? No, these are both hits. Hits. Oh, there it is. Last one. Yeah. It doesn't look great. It looks like the water, like there's a cylinder inside of it that's just standing. I feel like it needs to be moving, and it's not moving. Maybe it's broken and I need to just adjust it. There are a few things in his packs that are broken, which is unfortunate. Oh, we can just do this. Which makes it look like a ghostly creature. Oh. That's actually critical. You know? If I want like just a ghostly creature, a hot pink ghostly creature, I mean, I can just use this if I wanted to. Okay, let me see. Let's see this tsunami. This is 0.4. What the hell is 1.0? Okay, well, what if I made it like 0.1? I mean, yeah, I can make it just a small one, right? Okay, maybe not that small. I don't know if maybe around him is not great. Around around the enemy is not great. Like, why won't he do the one around him? I can have him trigger something when hit. Yeah. Gap test size 0.2. This would be better. I think this one forward would be better. Keeping him a bit water ice based is a good idea. The thing will go hard on an elite shark. Just spams you with waves. Oh, hold on. I can spam with waves. Oh, combo counts 1 to 3. You can't do like 10. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Okay, fine. Size, audio. Tsunami lifetime 1 to 1.5. 1.5? Oh, it makes it slower. No, faster's better. Wave height. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, but still funny. Oh, interesting. Just height Z offset it. That's nice. Travel distance. Okay. Combo gap time. Could also do something like this. Let's turn the audio off. Okay, it doesn't really work with such a long combo gap time. But 1 second's like, there you go. And then we can change the Q of it. And we're not going to. There's no reason to, but okay, we can work with this. How slow slash like a slow long one. So we can do travel distance 1,000. Right, so travels longer. Almost blocking all the controls. Just realized. I don't think there is a length one, like a duration one I can do. Gap time is like how long between each wave. Right. I don't think I can make it slower. I can make the lifetime 1.5. The best I can do is this. I mean, I guess you could do this if I did 1. It kind of... 1, I said. It starts to break, though. It definitely starts to break. I mean... it kind of, like, works, but... it definitely starts to break. Does it really, though? No. Not really. think it's fine. The question, the hard part of this is actually going to be the collision. Figuring out how to do the collision of this. Because right, it goes to here. Right, it goes to like here, right? Right around there. So, but it doesn't, it's not there right away, right? It's there only in the second half. So I guess what for the player, I normally just trace the entire distance. But maybe I need to make a setup where it doesn't trace the entire distance right away. It needs to trace like a certain, like have a minimum distance, and then like over time extend the trace, basically, or move the trace, or I don't know how games typically do. What's it called? Like moving collision boxes. Like I remember seeing the Elden Ring like collisions. Video. So like, for example, this is a fireball, and as it gets like goes, it expands, right? So it's not like a set size. So as it's moving, the collision's getting bigger. So I probably need to do something similar as a setup. I would need to create a system then that would, or modify my system. Actually, you know what we could do? I don't even need to modify it. I could just reuse. Yeah, basically I want to travel with the wave, but I could just fake it traveling with the wave by just having 1, 2, 3, 4 separate in-place collisions that are offset. Right? Or however many I want. Like I could just have preset positions, and it's like, okay, it's from this to this to this to this. The problem with that though is you can have overlapping and you can take damage twice where you normally would take only 1 damage. Like, I love effects, but having collisions move with effects is my biggest problem. I want a system in Agra that just spawns like sphere traces. Like simple to use sphere tracer or something. Or there's a way of like moving an object that's just a sphere trace with it. Because I have like a bit, like all sorts of abilities like that, right? In general, especially like this, right? Also, technically, does this same thing. Like it's all right. It doesn't like for the player. I just trace the entire distance. I say screw it. But now that it's starting to happen, like now the mobs are starting to have it. I don't really want to have it to be in the mob's favor, right? Where you know, it's only here in the animation, and you're here and you get hit, even though you visually dodge out of the way. Niagara does have a collision module that can be removed. Niagara does have collisions. One, they're very expensive in comparison to just using traces. Two, it's like particle based. So it's not the same as just doing a trace, which is much easier. You can visualize, yeah. It's not quite the same. So you can use a cone collision and trace to that. The problem isn't that, right? The problem is if we look at it, let's put myself here, more room, is, oh, I'm not simulating, so I can't pause it. Play, no, play, pause. So the problem is also interesting that it's like so far above ground. By default, right, it's occupying this spot, and in a moment it'll occupy this spot. So, but if a player is right here in front of it, at this point in time, I don't want him to be hit, ideally. Hey, Pakazaki, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Spawn collider in certain place of particle system. I was thinking about just spawning, yeah, like spawn a collision like here, here, and here on a timer. That is potentially what I'll be doing. I'm trying to figure out if there's a better way of doing it. Supply me now. Offset the collision. You can kill the earliest collision quickly if you didn't hit anything, maybe. I mean, maybe. One collider and change size over time. It wouldn't be able to do changing the size on this one because it moves. Right? So now I don't want anything being hit here. Now I want it here. Right? Right? So it's moving forward. And because it's moving forward, if I just had it grow, then I would still be hitting stuff here. So most likely I'll need to do separate little collision spots and just say, okay, this one, then this one, then this one. It won't be exact, but at least it'll be like... Move also collider. Yeah, maybe I just need to set that up as an option. Because I don't have that set up, and maybe I need to set that up just to also move the trace with it. Okay, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Spawn actor with VFX and collision, and just resize the collision. I mean, Niagara collisions are kind of a pain in the ass, and you can't really visualize it easily from what I've been able to do. And they're expensive. Because it's all particle based. I guess this is one particle, theoretically. But I don't want to rely on that. Let's set it up a system where we can move our collisions. Multiple colliders, not a good solution. Yeah. Okay, let's set up a system where we can move multiple colliders. Depending on what you're doing, is a good solution, I think, because I have a different effect where it's actually pretty nice to have like multiple. Like if you have like a multiple lightning strikes right in succession, then you just want to do one per lightning strike. Or if you have something like, but for that, yes, multiple colliders is not a good solution. I agree. That's why I've been trying to figure out a better one. But for stuff like that, it's pretty good. Right? When you have like multiple, like clearly individual ones. Okay. Let's take a look. I wish I didn't have to hide unconnected pins every time I add stuff. That'd be so nice. Okay. So here we get the actual location and all this. So what I need to do then is introduce a start offset and an end offset. And I don't have, like, the time here isn't sent, right? Well, I guess it's not start offset, end offset. It'll be start. It would just be like forward off, or like move offset per second, or like distance per second. Use a horizontal place capsule and change its height. I'm just doing a sphere. I'm doing sphere traces. That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. If I haven't thought of that, because see, if you do a horizontal capsule, you're guaranteed to not need to check if it hits something multiple times, because you only do it on begin overlap. Because even if it's over like however long, if you only send the damage on begin overlap, then it only ever send it once to that enemy. That's interesting. I have not thought of that before. I'm so used to doing traces. Huh. Are we gonna reset up our entire system to accommodate that now? Because that does seem better. And it's probably more performant. Because every enemy isn't doing traces then. Well, or at least multiple traces every time. At least on this part. I mean, I'm not doing traces for long, to be fair. But it also will allow me to do, like, potentially shorter setups. Okay. I hate it when people come in here and give me good suggestions that I have no good argument against, and now I want to implement it, but I know it's going to take time. God damn it. Thank you, and I hate you. Where were you before? I'm trying to think if there's what the downsides are. Are there downsides? Is there something I won't be able to do with the system? What am I losing? Radius we'll still be able to do. Look, I'm even doing a capsule trace. It's just a vertical capsule trace. But then I'd be able to do a horizontal one. I mean, I set the collisions up to be character, and I do on begin overlap. And from my experience, when you spawn something, it will trigger on begin overlap. I mean, I got nothing, so it will also allow us to do like all the growing effects and all that. Yeah. We'll still need to introduce an offset control. That as a separate thing we'll still need to do. So the radius...
Stream paused because apparently Twitch thinks you need to buy a truck right now.
So our old radius will need to be adjusting the half height and the radius, and then the half height, which is the half length effectively, will need to be if it is greater than the radius, then it will use it to grow, and then the position of it will need to be moved forward by the difference. Yes. I'll draw what I'm talking about after the ads. Yeah. But I think this will work. So we'll need to, yeah, have a few extra controls. There's calming music in the background. I can subtly hear it. It's a short week, guys. Friday's off. It's gonna be so nice. I'm looking forward to the 3-day weekend. Okay, ads are over. So we have the current setup, right, where we do a sphere trace, effectively, right? So we have a radius, and we do a trace, but we're changing it to a capsule. The capsule is right this way. So if we want it to work the same way as before, when we set the radius, we want to set both the lengthwise, right, the half height and the width, because the radius is always limited to the height. I can't make this number higher if the height is a certain number. I can't ever push this higher. It won't let me. So when we adjust the radius, it will adjust both, and then I'll have another variable for the right half height, and that will be taking this value, or I guess I'll just do height, honestly. I'll just take height and divide by 2, and then this, right, divide by 2 minus the radius will be how much it's actually will be extended past its normal sphere shape into a cylinder. And if it is like, right, if it is more of this shape, then we want to also offset it forward, so the start of it is still in the same place as it used to be. Because we don't need to trace behind us, right? And the offset will need to be the difference in this radius and the distance it's moving. So if the half height, right, is 200 and the radius is 100, then it moves 50, I guess, because it's half. Right, you get the point. So that way now, when the character is right here doing the trace, it's still going forward. So I think doing this, it'll work. So let's do that. Okay. My God, because that means I'm able to just not have this section, this timer entirely. Because I'm not going to need to do a trace attack and any of this stuff. pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Okay. We're gonna need a few things though. The attack info is one thing, but we're also gonna need oh yeah, well actually the attack info has trace information. We'll need to just swap that. Right? Wait, where is it? Oh, here, attack traces info. Right, so we have hit min max because I was doing the range. That is still the range, effectively, because it starts from a certain spot to a certain spot, and I guess we can use that and convert that to the length of it. We're going to do a bit more math. We will need to do a bit more math. Okay, but we can make it work through just no extra variables. Let's close some stuff that we don't need for this. Here's all the stuff we're sending. Okay. So, capsule component. First thing is collisions. Physics collision. Custom. Doesn't matter what I even have it as. If it's ignoring everything and... Oh, but hold on. But then I can't use my trace channel. Right? I have to use the object response. It's fine. I mean, I guess I can use the pawn object response. I guess that's fine. That should be fine. On begin overlap, that's really all we need to worry about. So on begin overlap, if it is a if it's melee or a spell, I believe. Right, it does all of this. But really, we need to do a few things. I don't need to do this contains thing. I want to do this check still. I do want to make sure it is not a projectile. So let's grab, for now, all of this. And then I think all of this as well. We're also gonna need the... Okay, we're gonna need a lot of stuff. We're gonna need a lot of stuff. I think it'll be easier for me to just modify this thing. So instead of on trace attack, on overlap is going to be this one. And we'll adjust accordingly. Okay. Actually, before we do this, let's get the capsule actually working in terms of like the positioning and stuff. Okay, we're going to. How do we want to do this? Hey, BSK, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. PCG streams. I assume you mean videos, because I don't really stream with PCG much. The grass spawn PCG does not work when the islands are spawned with the island spawning PCG. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're using to spawn. So I don't know what your sampling is, what your logic is, or anything. There's too many variables that are unknowns, and there's no way for me to know without seeing your graph or having a deeper breakdown of your system. So like, if you post it in the Discord, like, you can take a look at the graph. If you like do a breakdown, like, this is what you're doing, this is how you're spawning it, this is what you're doing, like the expected result, this is what you've tried, you know, like, do a breakdown, put it in the PCG help channel, you know, and when I have time, I'll try to reply to it. But yeah, there's way too many things that it could be that, yeah, just from a general breakdown, there's no way for me to be able to answer it. I'm gonna keep these in place so that I can copy the values for the other stuff. But I'm going to add a few more now. So I'm gonna have radius, length, float. I'll have this also be default to 100. So we have radius, length, what else did we say we needed? That's it, right? Oh, we're also going to need the movement distance per second. Or movement forward per second. Would be 0 by default. But that way we can just move it. Let's start with that. Okay. So let's set it up here. I guess we can set it up. See, the whole trace on off is not gonna matter, right? I don't think trace on off is even doing anything anymore, because I'm pretty sure it's destroying itself. I love how I have this delayed destroy actor and I don't have a reference to it anywhere. Huh? Oh, it's our delay. But even then, shouldn't this be triggering on start? Hold on, no. I was right in questioning it. Am I triggering this somewhere? Oh, okay, got it. It's the it's here. From the attack notify. Yeah, all checks out. All checks out. Okay. So go here. What we want to do, we have the attack info, right? We have all that. So let's do here. Set capsule half height. Set capsule radius. Wait. What is capsule size? Oh, radius and half height in one go. Okay, yeah, let's go with that one. That's better. I like that one better. So we need you. And here we're going to need radius length for now. So if the length is less than the radius, then it will use the radius. Otherwise, it will use the length. And radius is radius. Do I? Okay, that's gonna bother me. Let's just go ahead and just do one of these. Because that's gonna bother me. There we go. Just... There's no reason for them to cross like that. Okay, so that will theoretically set the capsule. But we also need to move it forward. Set relative location. Pretty sure it's under for X, right? Yeah, X. Okay, so it's going to be the length divide by 2. Oh, oops. I did not divide the length by 2. Here, because that's the half length. That would have been bad. Hey, Storm, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What you're doing, we're swapping our attack traces for just a capsule component. Because someone made a good suggestion, and I had no reason to say no, because it simplifies a lot of stuff. And so here we are, changing things again. Normal stuff, normal stuff. So we're making it work with just a capsule component that's going to do on overlap for the damage stuff instead of traces. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, instead of a sphere, it's a capsule. So that way you can do this. Okay, so we have half of the length. And that's also what we need to compare, actually. Half length to radius. Because otherwise we're comparing diameter. So, a couple of things we got wrong. No, I wanted to do the other way. This way. Okay, if the half length is less than the radius, which is the half diameter. Adjust. And then we can use the same half here and check if it is take this and then subtract the radius. Is there a way for me to make this better? Okay, we can do this. Okay. It's getting there. You just use length and set size. Uses radius value automatically. You use length and set size. Uses radius value automatically if length is too short. Oh, does it now? Are you sure? Why did it do that? Because I know here, I cannot set the radius to be higher. It will cap it. That's so I was basing it off of this in editor. We can test it though, right? We can test it. Worst case scenario, right? I'll just put it back to what I was doing. I don't know why I detached it first, but not sure, but you're betting, right? How much are we betting? How much you're willing to lose? Okay, we're still gonna do half here. This is still correct, and this is still correct. And if that's the case, we're also swapping this back. Because this is now crisscrossing. It doesn't matter. So then, if the length minus the radius, that is now how much we're moving it forward by. So because it scales from the middle, we need to divide that by half. Or divide that by 2, not divide by half, because that's multiplying by 2. And that becomes the new x offset. I could be entirely wrong, and my math could be wrong. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and make sure that the capsule here is not hidden in game. So we can see. And let's go to our little testing world. And we'll just test with the player. Okay, we'll just use this. Okay, so why is... Oh, it's because we put the default... I wish structs would automatically inherit values. And defaults and stuff. Length 100. Good. There. Okay. So now we're gonna say that the radius is still 175. Okay. Length is 100 on this attack. Oh, I should turn on the trace also. So that way we have a comparison. The fact that we don't see one tells me that it is correct. Let me just change the thickness here to 5. I want to see him, but I want to see both. Why don't I see both? Oh, because it's disappearing too quickly. Right, right. Let's do one of these. Easy to remember to. Aha! It is not in the same spot. So I can't do that. Why isn't it in the same spot? Okay. Hold. Oh, this only used to happen if the length is greater than the radius. First of all, greater than radius. Because otherwise we're moving it back. And we don't want to do that. Okay, nope. Not the... Oh, hold on a second. I think I know why. And it's not because of any of those things. It's because I set the location here. So I need to make sure that the location is set before I was doing the variables for this one test. Because obviously the location of it is in the wrong place for that moment in time. I'm pretty sure. Okay. No, wait, no. Wait. Oh, because attacker's not. Okay, hold on. No, we do need this here, but we just can't do this here. Let's do these just for now. Then you. Then we'll continue. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, okay. That looks like it's overlapping because otherwise we would just see the trace. Right. I turn it back to hidden in game. We should just see the trace. No. Why don't we? Oh, did I undo it too far and I turned off the trait? No, trace is on. What did I do? Oh. My brain's not braining, huh? Okay, there's that. Let's turn the capsule back to not hidden in game. Damn it. Okay, so it's not lining up. Why? What's the problem here? Oh, I know what the problem is. So the way it's working now is it's also using minimum range and maximum range. So it is right now set up for that. So in my case, hit minimum range would need to become a new value called, we need an offset. That's what we need. We need a start offset. I'll just make that 50 by default. So then here, let's do this always. We'll just do a select here. Because if it is not, then we'll do the start offset. Otherwise, we'll add this. To the start offset. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. I will clean it up later. I just make sure it works. Minimum hit range is 100. So 100. What? That is very wrong. Why is that so wrong? Oh, because it doesn't set the rotation based off the character. It's only setting the position. So it also need to make sure that it is set in the right rotation. That's why. Because before we didn't need to do the rotation, did we? Yeah, we spawned it here. Okay, let's instead. Oh, we can now just put it through or pass the information through because it's different than what it used to be. I don't actually need to do this anymore. I used to need to do this. Now I can just put it here. So I can do get actor location, get actor rotation. There we go. There we go. Now it's lining up. Okay. So now that it's lining up, ignore that for a moment. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Now that it's lining up, okay, we got that going. So now, if I was to say that I want this attack to be 1,000 in length, it should line up at the start and just extend. Oh, did I not? Was I not supposed to divide by 2? Was I wrong on that? Oh, I was wrong on that. Look at that. That is working well. Okay. Also, Pakazalski, you're right about the not needing the whole radius and half height thing. We haven't confirmed that. That is indeed the case. Which begs the question, why doesn't it let me do that in editor? But we'll ignore that little detail. Let's try to clean this up. Dear God. You're going here and here. You. Okay. It's better. Better. Let's just collapse this. Set capsule size and position. Okay. So now we have that. Let's go ahead and just do a simple test to make sure that we're able to get the character that, we were originally tracing to. Okay, so yes, we're also getting ourselves, but that's fine, right? We can filter ourselves out. That's not hard. The main thing is, it is getting an enemy. Okay. Hey, hello, bud. Hello, Mavens. Welcome in. How's it going, guys? Hope you're doing well. So now we theoretically can start using this. So this needs a new input now. That is overlapped actor of type actor. And it no longer needs the attack trace result. It's going to complain. The current attack info does not. We don't need that because we're just passing that through. Thank you so much for the raid. How's your stream? How are you doing? Progress going well. We had someone recommend I changed my attack traces for just the capsule because we need a little more control, and it was a very good suggestion. So now here I am changing the attack system to use just a single capsule. So now, oh wait, I would show the game right now, but we have a few errors. You know what I can do? I can, because I have tomorrow the devlog is coming out and I have a devlog done. I'm gonna show the game by showing.
It's been about 2 years. So here's the game.
Will occasionally,
Throw a bunch of grenades.
and yeah, if I walk over it, they'll explode. Mobs will not trigger them, and they'll just.
I can show the gameplay like this.
That interesting. And then if we go ahead and just clear them out real quick, just so we can see them, we can focus on this guy in red that just threw a bunch of grenades.
Deck building
He
just threw a bunch of grenades.
This
With
shark guy is one of the
action
two mobs
RPG
I have not
and
gone
Binding
around
Isaac
yet to
power
actually
ups
versus the one from the daggers.
Yeah, I need to.
There's that guy gone. Okay, managed to see myself
And we're
a little
working
bit.
on, I should not have stayed
giving
there,
enemies new
honestly.
abilities.
I should have just gone
making things
somewhere else
modular.
and not
So
stay
we're
in that
reworking right
little
now
spot.
where how the actual attack tracing is working. Driver Blueprint looks very good. You'll try to implement it in your game sometime. Wait till this Sunday's video. It gets a lot of things to get improved in this Sunday's video. A lot of things get improved and some bugs get fixed. But I'm glad you like it. It'll continue growing. Yeah, the system will continue to improve. So obviously this whole not as long as it's not empty is true. It's always gonna be true. Oh, I have a miss sound effect. Do I? Okay, we're gonna need to think of. We're gonna think of how to best do that. Because basically we would need to see. I would need to have a check here. If it's something triggered here, that means we hit something. Otherwise, it didn't hit something. Yeah, we'll implement that after. So let's move that out here. We'll fix that later. So it's always going to be true here in a sense, because this is no longer a thing. Yeah. Then get the attack info. So then we play the sound on when we hit a target. Now, we're actually not going to need to check a lot of these anymore, because the check is going to happen before it. So this is automatically going to be true. We don't need this loop anymore. Thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. When you said subscribing now, I thought you meant to the YouTube channel. Because that's free. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Oh, no, by the way, for those that have come in, the traffic system that we were talking about just a moment ago was this. It's my blueprint only traffic system. This is like the next part of the series coming this Sunday. And this is the current place where it's at, where you can see cars stop, they slow down, they speed up. And yeah, we have it working with a intersection. I'm a quiet inspiration for you. I mean, look, it doesn't have to be quiet. You could yell it from the rooftops. I don't mind. I appreciate it. This is not needed because we already did this check. So many things get simplified when you convert it to a capsule. Instead, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Very true. And thank you very much. Okay, so next we don't need this. We need this check. This check we definitely still need to do. All of this though, don't. Right. Watch, after we do all this, the frame rate is gonna tank, and we're gonna say this is all been a terrible idea, and we're all gonna cry inside. It's not actually going to. If anything, it's gonna become better. But I'm just saying something will probably go wrong. Do multi-attack. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the hit result here, again, it's not using hit result. We need to get the overlapped actor. So I'll move myself back here where I'm less in the way. Get overlapped actor. Okay. Yep. Okay, hit result. Again, we don't have a hit result. Ooh, we don't have a hit result. So we don't have an impact point. I guess it doesn't need to be that exact. I would have liked to have the impact normal as well. But I guess it doesn't have to be. I'm using the impact hit and normal because what's it called? To spawn like the blood splatter. I know there's the sweep result, but I believe this will not trigger a sweep. Because otherwise we'd be able to use this. Hey, so TV, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Right, I don't think we can use this. Because it's effectively like on-off type thing. There's no sweep time. So instead, we can do get world location for the capsule as the hit location. And the hit normal... We could say it's the opposite direction of the capsule. So if the capsule wasn't pointing this way, it would think that it got hit from, like, it hit and the normal's this way. No, get forward vector, and then there's a I found out there was like an inverse or a reverse for vector. What was that actually? Am I crazy? Could have sworn there was like a flip vector just node. I'm probably not gonna find it. I can multiply by -1. I could have sworn there was a node for that. Yeah, I know I can multiply by -1, but I was like, wasn't there like I randomly found like a reverse like vector node? Yeah, whatever. I'll multiply by -1. I found it somewhere. And now I can't remember the name of it because it wasn't very obvious. Because that would be too easy. You're playing with OpenClaw today. Oh, is that the Gary's Mod guys thing? I heard a little bit about it. You want to have a Discord full of game designer talking with each other to steal their gameplay ideas. I mean, I wish I had that in my Discord. You know what? Start that in my Discord. I have a game dev discussion channel. Just and it's definitely not so I can also take those ideas. Definitely not. Good artists create, great artists stake. Great artists do stake. Steak is amazing, and I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, how can you not? Only the greatest artists stake. It's just... I want. just please. I want it all. I like steak. That's heaven. Yeah, it's good. Good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Get component by class. Make sure it's valid. Yep. This is all still doing the same stuff as before. Okay, well that's a little bit simplified, which is good. And then here, I think we can keep this. Oh God. One day they will make it so this doesn't happen when you move comment box. Because sometimes, and I'm sure everyone's experienced this, when you grab it at a different like zoom out, the nodes will like slightly move, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's no longer overlapping, and so you miss a node. Stealing AI agents still stealing? I mean, I think it's in the name. Right? The word stealing is there. I don't know what stealing an AI agent means, so I'm gonna assume that it's like stealing ChatGPT. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if you stole ChatGPT, there'd be a lot of people after you. A lot of people. Like a lot of people. You're the creator? That's what they all say. It wouldn't be stealing if you're the creator. Oh, wait. This is wrong. No, I don't. Oh, it's because you. Yes. Because you do this first, and then we would have project. Yeah. Okay. You set up AI agents in your private Discord to talk about your game ideas and stealing good ideas from fake conversation. Big brain. Oh. But why would you do it in the Discord instead of just directly for that AI agent? Because then wouldn't someone else also be able to see that idea and then steal your ideas? Or are you just letting other people use it? You don't use it yourself. You use it in a secret place where no one else can see it. So you only get to steal everyone else's ideas, but they don't get to steal yours. That's the big brain, right?
Stream pause? Don't worry, the shampoo isn't plot relevant.
Okay, I think we got this. We're going to do a check. A self-hit check. Before this, but yeah. Should be good. By self-hit, I mean like each other. Woo! Celebrate! talking to each other. Oh, okay, now I understand. You have multiple AIs talking with each other. Okay. Now I understand. These stack, by the way. All these effects, the camera effects, they stack. Because of course they do. Like my power-ups, you could put them all together and activate them at the same time. Steve was like, oh, I got points. Don't worry, we got points. I've been drinking too much. Hold on, I know how to fix this with another drink. I see it helped. I didn't feel so trippy. Guys, I still have the stake page open. Guys, I still had the stake page open and I looked to the right. I closed it now, but like I just what is that? That is not medium rare. What is that? This is happy. This is good. All right. What is this? I just realized. What is this abomination? What shit is that? I don't think that's a steak. Anyway. Ian, who says randomly steak in the chat now? I'm gonna be using this in a lot. I should put this in a function library. I'm gonna put this in a function library. Ignore allies check. I know the best way of calling it. So as long as these do not match, it is not an ally. So we have you and you. Okay, so that takes care of you.
Steak!
Steak. Also, when we trigger this, and it comes here, we need to say that we did trigger. So we need to say, give another boolean. This says, hit target successfully. I'll just call it that. Let's say true. And then here, before we destroy actor, we check if it has hit the target successfully. If it has, then we just destroy actor. If it hasn't, then we do this. So play the miss sound. And then destroy the actor. There you go. So we know that it has successfully hit something or not, in case we have a miss sound. Good. So theoretically now, we can remove this. I'm not deleting it just yet, and we should still be able to hit enemies. Let me change the attack now again. Stop playing that. Length, we'll go back to the default. Radius 175. Start off size 100. Let's see. Why are you failing to get attack on him? I guess your stuff needs to be reworked somehow. But you're not. Why damage no work? Why damage don't happen? Why no work? Okay. Okay, it's saying hello. Okay. So... Okay, it's not. Okay, where is it failing? Where do I have it fail? Oh, here. It's actor with an angle. That's probably the problem? The angle? But no, it shouldn't be. Wait, what? Yeah, it has not. Oh. Well, no, it should. This should go this way. But. Oh, no. If there's no valid actor, then. It won't even be able to do the attack, right? No, it'll still be able to do the attack. I'll still be able to do the attack. But why? Okay, so now it's printing. So hold on, is this failing? Yeah, why is it failing? Eh? What? Attack angle's 360. It should always succeed here. There should be no way for it to fail. How's it failing? 180. Wait, what? How is it saying it's failing? Oh, found the problem, but why is it a problem? What? Obviously, the attacker is valid, and the current... Oh, current hit actor. That's why. Yeah, it's... Or left actor. Guys, I found the problem. Found the problem. Yeah, look at that. It works. So now it's working. The system works now with capsule component. So that means that I can go ahead and just get rid of all of this. There's quite a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I need here. I don't think there is. Is there any reason for me to keep this? Oh, piercing. Oh, okay, we're gonna need to do something about piercing attack. That's an interesting one. So I think we do need to move this as well. On here somewhere. So piercing attack, the way it works is for projectiles, it's easy. It literally pierces through the enemy, right? But we need a melee version of that. So the way the melee one works is if you hit something, then the actual hit becomes longer. But if you don't hit something, you don't just get a long hit. What I mean is, if normally your attack reaches this, and you hit an enemy, then your attack can do this, where you would now be able to hit potentially enemies that were behind them. But if you never hit this enemy, right? If they were here and you missed them, it would the original hit would do this. So that's the way it works. So theoretically, we could adjust the capsule component. If I was to do a sweep, would it re-trigger overlaps on the existing actors? If they were already overlapped. I still think we don't need this. Here we could check if it is now equal to projectile. So here, so instead of all this, only thing we're keeping here is this. So, and we're also gonna need this guy. This is how long it's being extended by. Okay. If we change the size of this, right? We can do a set half height. And you update overlaps. I want to know. It's going to be hard to test, so I'm just going to ask. In UE5, if you have a capsule component and you change its size and say to update overlaps, will it re-trigger on begin overlap on already overlapped actors? No. For records that were already overlapping before the size change. Perfect. New overlaps inside the larger capsule that weren't before will trigger it. Okay, perfect. That's what we want. Okay, so what we want to do is just say get capsule half height and add one here. That becomes the new half height. Okay. And then we do update overlaps, and that's it. Right? That's all we do. We just change the size of it. Right? Because we don't need to do any more traces. We don't need a multi trace again. This one had an issue also of accidentally triggering the original guys too. Occasionally, I think. Yeah. I think it's that easy. Okay, let's get rid of you. And then you need to now go to... Well, this is assuming a hit, right? This is assuming a hit. So, assuming it hit means it went to here. So we can put it right before doing the damage. It doesn't really matter where we put it at this, like around here, but this is just fine. Only thing to make sure we do is if it's not valid, we continue on. There are places when the I need to do more checks for if it's valid here. Let's do a convert to valid get. If fails, we continue. Okay, if this fails, we continue. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't need to do a validate again on a lot of these because this is supposed to be melee ability, which means the person has to be alive. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to do the check anyway, just in case we somehow end up killing them. I guess mid attack, or yeah, mid attack, and the attack is just longer than I originally anticipated, or something. So this is all the melee attack. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. So, now comes the not so fun part of me not needing to update every single attack of every single mob to use these new values for this. Yay. Okay. So, and the player as well. Player we already have open. Not all of these. I think Ember Tooth doesn't need it. I mean, it's only going to be for the melee guys, melee attacks. So it's not going to be literally every single enemy. But just opening all of them just to confirm. Because some of them have melee attacks that I'm just not using, but I want to make sure that they're updated as well. One thing that I am realizing, though, you don't have a melee attack, so you're good. You definitely do. Okay, so what we need to do is basically go through all of these and make sure that the radius is going to stay, but the start offset, right, needs to be the minimum hit range. And then we can adjust it from there. All right, we can just go in and just change the default. Because a lot of them are just using the default. There we go. That'll speed things up. One thing that I'm not doing right now is there's a in-place offset, I believe, that I'm using. I need to find where that's being used, because I need to make sure that that's... Although none of these are being used for it. How are they using that? I'm sure I'll need to readjust some of these guys. Oh, here we go. In place offset. So I'll need to adjust that. Where am I using the in place offset? I'll find out. I'll find out after. Technically speaking, all of them have 100 max range. So I should have... But radius would have... It would have been a little bit of a... It would have a little bit of a length thing by default. It's fine. We'll adjust all the attacks and later on. I think for most of these, it's just always default. Yeah, default for all of these. Radius changes a lot of times. Oh, this one's different. Yeah, this one's different. Minimum hit range. Yeah, because this is the lightning one. 50 to 50. 50. And the radius rate is fine. Okay, yeah. This guy had a few things. You're probably fine. Because I think we're not doing much with you. Your max hit range is higher. So you have a 200 max hit range. So your length should be 200. Well, 150, right? Because 50, yeah, your length is 150. Flamethrower boy, we don't need to do anything on. Obviously, he doesn't have anything there. You probably do. Yeah. 150 length. Length. Looks good. Next. Just a few left. Clap. I can't see the clap. Oh, there we go. There's the clap. It's been so long that I've loaded this. That's like, I don't know what to show here. These are very much not loaded into memory. I was thinking back to this guy, and he's a bit too slow. In terms, like his mechanics are, some of them I think are fine, but there's one that I definitely want to rework. I think the rest are fine. I think your default pretty much for everything. Yeah. .250 length. You actually have quite a reach. I think that's the only ones we need to worry about. Oh, the RAM one. We're good. Uh, 200 range. 200 start offset. I'm probably gonna miss some, but it is what it is. Okay, player left. Max range 600. So this is a length of 500. So offset of 100. Basic wide is just a big radius. Yep. Yeah, these also, all the abilities will also need to be adjusted. 400. Start offset 300. I need to make sure that the special attacks I get right, because I don't want to redo those. Just a 0. Length being lower is fine, as long as it's not higher by accident. 1300 rage. This is one that might move, actually. Yeah, we're going to see that. I used to have a capsule half height vertically. So that way, if it drops, if an effect drops or goes up, I can still just trace forward, but we're not going to be able to do that with this. So like, it might need to be like 2 traces. We'll see what we end up doing. I don't know if I have a good solution. Same thing with this one, yeah. Oops. I can't do that manually because positioning is changing on these. I'm probably gonna break a ton of stuff that I was working fine before, but thankfully tomorrow's package build is already, locked in. So I don't need to worry about breaking things at this point in time. So it's the perfect time to do this. So I'll have basically a month to fix stuff if I find things that are like, oh yeah, this is not working at all. Like I missed a value or something. Okay, and I think the spell ones are fine because they're shooting projectiles. Yeah, those don't have anything. Cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that looks good. And then you. Hold on. That is not the full length that I want. It's likely to be higher. Oh, I didn't put the length in here. 500. Hey, not put the... Oh, I did. No, this is the Airblade one. I missed the Airblade. Which is a projectile one. So why do I even have this? Yeah, it doesn't matter. But on this guy, oh, I have 500 length. Hold on, do I need 1,000 length? Do I need to have double length? I don't like how I missed those. No, that's too big. Why did I miss? Why did I miss? Why did I miss? How am I missing? How am I missing here? Why am I missing there? Is it doing the begin overlap? This is how I feel right now. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and crash, Unreal. Thanks. I hope all the attack stuff persists. Okay, so it is printing hello. Okay, so it is detecting it. Okay, okay. Well, it might be detecting myself, actually. That doesn't mean anything. No, it says hello. Can you just stop moving? Oh, why is it not seeing me? Oh wait, why is it printing me? And why is it true? What? That should have been not possible too. Okay. Give me both of these, please. None. What do you mean none? It's player and none. When I'm like near point blank on him. Huh? Huh? I mean, yeah, if other actor is none, we'll have a problem. Because it wouldn't be able to do the damage anyway. Why is it none? No, here it's enemy. Wait, hold on. No, here it's enemy. It's missing, but it's enemy. Wait, why is it enemy here? Here it is correct. Now, hold. Okay, a yellow and a blue. That's fine. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, damn it. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Okay. Enemy player none. How does it? Okay. Okay. Promote this to a variable. Overlapped actor. Okay. And then we use overlap actor in all of these locations. This print string. And here. Okay. What if we did that? Because that's an oddity to me. And now we have no problems. Huh? What? Oh, now we have a problem again. I need you to stop moving. Play. I'm not overlapping him. Player, none, enemy. No, there was an enemy. It was enemy. Okay, what if I just put this out here? I don't think it matters, but no, it doesn't matter. If it's like it has a little bit of distance, then it has no problems. But you can see that he's within the circle. It doesn't matter. And he is being printed there, but it does like 2 overlaps, right? But in the second one, it does find him because it overlaps me and the enemy. Okay, it finds me and the enemy. So let's do... give me whether or not the player is it the player tag? Give me both the tags. So we'll do... me and then the enemy. Hey, Amber, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. True, false. Okay, so should have hit. True, false. True, false. Oh, you know what it could be? I wonder if the problem is this. I think that's the problem. Nope. Don't move. Don't move. No, that's not the problem. I thought that might have been the problem. Am I even using... the radius thing? No, I have 360. Oh, shush you. So why is he not getting a hit? Oh, is it going here? Oh, it's going. Hold on. It's actually making it all. Oh, no. The problem isn't here. I've been led astray. The problem is further down because here it's failed. Okay, so here it's not getting to it. Okay. Cool. Let's go back all the way here. Actually, let's put it right before it. Guess we print that as well. I mean, it should return true in this regard, but yeah, so it doesn't get to here. But hold on, but it gets here, right? Did we just confirm that it gets here? False. Let me grab you instead. Well, no, you're being passed through the same way now. You're passing through as the variable the same way. That doesn't matter. But why is it false? I feel like this has issues. And you just not move. Stop it. Fail. Huh? Okay, well that's why it's failing. Or not working. The question now becomes why? We have a few minutes left to figure this out, if we can. True, false. Bottom one is true. Top one is false. Planned release date, if you like you've asked before? None. There's no planned release date. Whenever it's ready. Right now, it's still in the early stages prototype. So somehow, other actor is returning false. Somehow, overlapped actor is returning false. It's not valid. But if I was to bypass it, that's not going to solve the problem, right? Because yeah, the problem is it's not valid. How is it not valid? Because right, if it's not valid here, it's obviously not valid down the line. But why? But why? True. It says true, right? It says it's a true, valid thing. How does it stop being valid? It's not like I'm giving it like a timer or anything. It just immediately should trigger everything. What is the shenanigans? True. It still says true. Oh, let me use this one. True. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. What's up with this? I'm gonna do one last little test here. Overlapped actor, tell me if it's valid on this. True. So it's overlapped actor is valid here, but somehow it stops being valid. Also on the same setup. Okay, well, I love it when, oh no, it says no, everything is true. No, everything's, oh no, but it says true. But wait, self actor is false? That shouldn't be possible. Wait, how is self actor false? We're out of time, but that's where the problem is. The freaking self. How is the attacker failing? Oh, I know why. No, it should have done this here. No, I don't know why. I don't know. We'll figure it out tomorrow. My guess is the blueprints? Probably. Somewhere I'm not setting the attacker variable, probably. Somewhere. That's it. I thought the problem was the receiver, like the overlapper, but no, the problem is me. But it's not always me, right? Sometimes it's fine. It's the order of operations. That's what it is. The problem is the order of operations. It does this overlap before this triggers. So this is valid. Look, I know I'm out of time, and I gotta go. But I'm just gonna do a last thing. Collision. No collision. After this triggers, set collision enabled query only. That was it. That was it. It's an order of operations problem. What, for whatever reason, God damn it. For whatever reason, when it's point blank, it would trigger not in the order that I need it to be. And when it was not, well, not point blank, but like it was close enough, it would not trigger. There we go. Problem solved. The problem was not the blueprints. The problem was actually the collisions. In a sense. Well, I guess it's all blueprints, so yes, fine. But yay, figure it out. Tomorrow we'll continue then fixing up a few little things on this, and then upgrade some of our attacks to be more accurate. Somehow, I need to figure out what to do about the really tall ones, though. Maybe I can give an option of like do a vertical attack instead, because I can just rotate the capsule component. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.